Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hey and subscribe. I appreciate that so much. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just go ahead and cover this article real quick and then we will talk some more about it. All right, so the 2022 Honda Civic Sedan gets a $220 price increase on all trims. Why? Anyways, automakers have relentlessly, ain't that the truth, raised prices over the past year, trying to keep their profits in step with time and inflation. Gotta keep the shareholders happy. Honda can't afford to be out of step, having already debuted the 2022 Ridgeline and the 2022 Pilot with $400 price bumps across their lineups. But unlike the case with those new model year offerings, the Japanese automaker just added a little corrective to the 2022 Civic Sedan's MSRP, despite the 11th gen stalwart debuting just 7 months ago. Cars Direct got eyes on a letter Honda sent to the dealers with the changes brought into effect on October 1st. The damage isn't much, another $200 tacked on to MSRP and $20 added to the destination charge. So now you're going to be paying $1,015 for the destination charge. That's up from $995. The new prices are on all four trims are $22,915. Sport model is $24,315. EX $25,915 and touring is $29,515. For the moment, the revision closes the gap between the sedan and the 2022 Civic hatchback to an even 1,000. We didn't get price info for hatch until late September, so it's possible that the model avoids in MSRP realignment for now, which kind of makes sense. They're not going to. They already told us what the price is going to be. It doesn't make sense for them to, like change it up. I mean, they should have done that before, beforehand. I don't know. According to Cars Direct, forget about trying to find a 2021 Civic Sedan. The inventory largely sold out. Buyers might have a hard time getting a 2022 Civic 2. Honda was one of the automakers hit real hard in the third quarter and especially in September. The company's US sales were down 11% for the 3 months ending September 30th, compared to Q3 2019, which includes being down 25%. The last month compared to last year, the automakers told Reuters that its plants had been 40% capacity in August, September, but it expected production in early October to reach 70%. Okay, so that's a lot to unpack. So we're gonna try our best to unpack that. Now, when it comes to manufacturing, it's always nice when you're just building everything in-house, so you don't have to rely on, somebody else. I don't know why most of these companies with billions of dollars don't invest on creating all their supply line right there instead of having to rely on somebody else's chips. Like, imagine if Toyota, Honda, GM, Ford, or whatever manufacturer, imagine if they decide to just make their own chips instead of relying on, I don't know, Foxconn, Samsung, or whoever else that's making those chips for them. Like, then you would be kind of like cutting out the middleman and you're making all that profit yourself. To me, that makes a lot more sense, especially if you have the money to spend and invest. I think that's one of the things that we learned, especially from this pandemic, that I hope that companies realize what they had to deal with and the shortages and products and stuff like that. So maybe they get wiser and actually invest on buying out those chip companies that make certain chips, or just make everything in-house. That's one thing that I was watching a video earlier from Scotty Kilmer that Hyundai actually makes their own sheet metals. Like, they build their own body part for their vehicles. They make that themselves instead of having to rely on a third party company to make that stuff for them. So then they get a portion of that profit. But if you're making everything in-house, it's not going to cost you any money, and therefore you're going to make even more money. So things are gonna get worse. I mean, they're already bad. The fact that they're increasing the price from I mean, it doesn't seem like very much, but 200 could be a deal breaker for some. I don't know, because that's not counting for what the dealership's going to tack on top of that $200. You know what I mean? So you would be lucky to get any of these vehicles at MSRP. And I'm not just talking about the hatchback. I'm talking about the sedan as well too, because it's just tough right now. Just even in the used market, it's pretty terrible to purchase any kind of vehicles, you know. So if you do want to get one from the used market, you're going to be paying out your ass. You're going to be paying overinflated price, because that's how it is now. We're paying inflated price for everything. When will it stop? I don't know, 2023, 2024, maybe, when we get some sort of normalcy, I guess. Well, just only time will tell. Until then, if you do want a brand new vehicle, unfortunately, you're gonna have to, pay a little bit more, or try to find somewhere else where you can pay a little bit less. Now, one thing that people are going to remember is all these businesses that are being shady and charging people a ridiculous amount of money for services or whatever. People will remember, because once all this shit is over, it's payback time, because we ain't gonna do no business with you. Especially if you're one of those businesses that like to rip off your consumers. Enjoy that while it lasts. Those dealerships that likes to rip off consumers, enjoy that while it lasts, because your days are numbered, and all this shit is gonna be over eventually, and we'll see how your dealership will will work. We'll see what happens. But I don't know, because some people are just going to do business with certain people no matter what. But not me. Like, if I go to a dealership and I purchase a brand new car and they treat me like shit, best believe my ass is never going back. And I have not find any other, like, most of the businesses that I've done with dealership, and I felt like I got a raw deal, I just never go back. I just go on to another one. And then if they're pieces of shit too, then I just take my business to somewhere else. Like, for one, I wanted to test drive the Civic Sport when it first came out, and all the salespeople were just kind of standing there, and nobody wanted to kind of give me into the vehicle so I can test it out. They just kind of gave me whoever was there to go test out the vehicle. So I tested it out and I liked it. And guess what? I bought it somewhere else because I didn't like how I was treated. So take that into consideration. Never judge a person on what they look like, because I usually just throw on cargo pants and some shitty t-shirts, and that's how I usually go to the dealership. So nothing fancy. But anyway, if you're lucky enough to get one of these for a decent price, or where you just had to pay for accessories and you have to pay a little bit more, which is fine, at least you're getting something for your money instead of getting absolutely nothing for your money. Like, when I bought my Type R, I paid, I think, almost $5,000 in accessories, even though they were really overpriced accessories. But to me, the way I felt is I still got something for my money, instead of just handing the dealer $5,000 or $10,000 for absolutely nothing at all. And that's just them padding their pockets. So I was lucky enough, I got something out of the deal. I got something for my money instead of, nothing, you know. But anyway, that's the video. I hope you enjoy it. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do here. You're not gonna get any kind of deals. There's nothing, no incentives. At least I think I saw Toyota doing an incentive, like $1,500 if you buy the RAV4 or something like that. But for Honda, I don't think they're doing any kind of incentives. But give me 1 second. Okay, so there seems to be no special incentives here. It's all just like APRs, but there's no offers, or maybe if you're a student. Oh, here it is. But nothing on the Civics. No notching, 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 notching. Only on the Pilot and the Passport. $1,000 toward lease or purchase of a new 2021 Passport. Um, oh, and also if you're a college graduate, you get $500 off. It's not much. At least it's something. But other than that, it's just better incentive for your APR. They're just giving you a really good APR right now for it, but nothing like money off or whatever, $1,500 rebate or something. Nothing like that is happening. But they are offering you a nice APR for your 2022 Civic hatchback. Expires 11/1, so 27 days, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, that is the video. Sorry it went too long. I wanted it to be just a quickie, but it ended up being longer than I wanted it to. But I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I am out of here.